Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to some more Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. So, it's been a bit of an ordeal trying to record this. Been having some issues. There was a Windows update that reset my mic, and when I added it back in, I had forgot to go into the advanced settings, and it was recording to every channel. So it had my voice mixed with the game audio, which means I can't adjust levels at all, and it was completely unusable. So then I tried to re-record it again and got about 15 or 20 minutes in and looked over and realized that one of my cats had stepped on my soundboard and muted the mic. So that was unusable as well. So here we are with our third attempt. Also discovered this little place, sort of a smoke shop. I'm not sure if I had ever been in here in a previous playthrough or not. This guy just says hi. This guy, though, is a blood bag.
Hey, how you doing?
And I had no idea he existed.
You got it.
Very, very short on words, but still. Thank you. We will be making use of you quite a bit. Let's make sure not to kill you, though. And these two over here just will not talk to us. I jumped across the tables, and they have nothing to say. So on to Birdie Boy and the warehouse explosion. One good thing is, though, I discovered how to sneak into the warehouse and not have to fight people if I can accomplish it again. I've done it twice now, so fingers crossed I should be halfway decent at it now. We'll see. No promises. Also, this is the highest I've ever had stealth at this point, I believe. 6 isn't ridiculous, but it's much higher. I usually don't do sneaking because I don't like it, but when you're good at it, it's not bad. Yeah. I'll have some questions when I get back, but for now, pick me up at my haven after I sleep the day through, then we'll go. Alrighty, so we're going to be in crouch mode pretty much throughout. We're also going to be doing a lot of quick saving, because even though I've pretty much figured out how to do this, I think there's a lot of places that just through random chance you can get caught. That guy always has his back to us when we come in. There is an ammo crate over here. I think you could get a gun from it if we didn't already have the revolver. Then we don't want to go through there. There's a guy outside. But here we just have to deal with Mr. Homeless Dude warming his hands and his insides. Right, where we're going to want to go eventually is between the fence and the chain car. But for now, I would like to go over here and get a shotgun that is stashed in a crate. I'm pretty sure that what these guys have here is a load of weapons and or ammo, or maybe even explosives, ordnance. Let's grab this thing. Ithaca M37 12 gauge shotgun. We're going to save again because there's a guy that wanders out over there. I believe he's who we would have run into if we tried to go through the door. If we hug this wall, our sneak is high enough that he will not see us. Throughout this, you're going to see the number on our sneak go up, even getting into the orange or yellow and red at times. In fact, you may even see it hit 100%, but as long as we don't get the exclamation, then we haven't been detected.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe you heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking caps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
We're going to see those clowns playing cards on the way over. So we're going to scoot behind here. Then we're going to go through a train car, which I'm pretty sure we can... After we set the bomb, we have a limited amount of time to get out, and I'm pretty sure you can camp inside this thing if you don't have enough time to get back to the terminal, and it won't kill you. We'll have to wait and see how we're doing on time on the way out. Quick save again. Gotta hug this wall, because there's the guys he was talking about playing poker. Ooh, they're having a conversation. Something going down tonight. Marcus, don't play that shit. Okay, cool. Well, maybe the conversation will continue and you guys can read it, but I am going to concentrate on not getting seen. I'm going to try to skirt around here. And there's a guy up there somewhere that can potentially see us. Yep. There he is. Got up into the yellow, but did not actually get detected. Okay, so here is one of the trickier places. We have to deal with him. There's a guy right there also. So we're going to go out into third person. As soon as he turns, we're going to start moving. There he goes, back into first person, because I just have an easier time orienting myself that way. Guy over there smoking must just be completely oblivious. Need him to pass by again. Alright, you guys don't see nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing. We are the shadows in the night. We are the terror that flaps in the night. It's been a long time since I've seen Darkwing Duck. Maybe just nostalgia, but I remember that being a pretty good show. Also, sometimes I remember how to English, and other times I don't. Gotta wait for this guy to finish his alcohol, and then go over to relieve himself. And he must have the largest bladder on the face of the planet, because unless something else goes haywire, he's still going to be over there relieving himself when we come back out of this door. Here's another really touch and go place. Lots of times we can walk the same, well, lots of times I say, just the couple of times that I've done this now, we can walk the same exact route and still get detected. And I expect we will see this go completely red. Yep, there it is.
Why not? Don't they fly in the movies?
Woo, so they got suspicious, they heard us, but we got no exclamation point, so we did not actually get detected.
Jack shit. I'd tear their asses up if I was a vampire. Yeah, it's not too bad. What was that?
I don't know what that was. Oh, we got a gun. Let's plant the explosive, and then get the F out of here. Okay. Save. We got 3 minutes. We could blood buff to raise our dex.
How should I know? Probably tastes good to vampires.
Oh, don't detect us. Don't detect us. Whoo! That was really very harrowing. We could also celerity, but I'm pretty sure that that would get us detected. We could get some stuff out of those, but very high chance that they would see/hear us. We just want to get out of here as quickly as possible. And I may be mistaken, but I think we get a bit of an EXP bonus for doing this without getting caught and not killing anyone, at least until the bomb explodes, because that kills a bunch of peoples. No real way to prevent that. People's gonna die. That's for sure. Excuse me, got a little bit of a hiccup there. So we got this guy on a bad cycle. So we're gonna have to wait till he turns around. Yep, there he goes, back to first person. We're gonna try to just blow by him. Here he comes. We timed that really, really well. Yeah, that smoking guy over there is oblivious. We're like 10 feet from him, walking pretty much out in the open, and he saw nothing. Maybe it's just the clouds of smoke in front of his face. Edge around here. All right, throw one down. We may end up having to stop in the train car. We're about to be down to just a minute. I would like to go all the way to the platform if we can swing it. No, we should be able to get there. I'll save once we get up in the train car, and then we'll see what happens. And if we can't actually make it, then we've got that save. But I think 40 seconds should be enough to let us get back to the platform. Just got to skirt around these boxes and not let these two thugs over here see us. They're just still standing there gabbing, not paying a bit of attention to what's going on around them. Oh yeah. I mean, it was close. Oh, come on now. Woo, but we made it. Oh, hello. Here is the werewolf, or the wolf rather, not werewolf, that we saw at the pier.
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
Yeah, it was me.
Hopefully no Sabbat saw you escape. They can be somewhat antagonistic.
I don't think anyone saw me going in or coming out. So, whose side are you playing for there, Wolfie?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you, per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
Beckett, eh? Well, my brother, back when he was collecting sports cards, was a big fan of your price guide. Strange, you say? Well, I saw a ghost at a local hotel.
A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets.
Well, aren't you just a bundle of experience then? I have met some kindred on the beach that didn't seem like kindred. Thin Bloods, I think they called themselves.
Thin Bloods? They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred, hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
So I did a bit of research on Thin Bloods because I was curious. In a role-playing explanation, they are still stronger than most humans, but they can't raise any of their stats. The top of the character sheet, physical, mental, social, none of those can go above 3 pips. So still pretty strong, but not as strong as, say, we are. Should we be telling him about Therese? We told her that we wouldn't, so let's not. Other than that, I haven't really seen anything extraordinary.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one, and be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
I mean, if they're hunting me, it's not because they know I did this, because no one saw me. Unless there's some way they caught it on camera, stored it off-site. I guess that's a possibility. Well, also, the strangeness in the air that you mentioned could be that it's just been there ever since I was turned, so for me, this is my normal, at least until things change. Good night, though, sir. Okay. I believe Beckett will be a font of wisdom for us in the future. Oh, all the way back here. So this conversation, we're going to get to ask a lot of questions and get to really drill down into vampire lore. If that's not your shtick, then probably skip ahead a couple minutes.
Nice work, Cupcake. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabat just howling for blood tonight.
Well, the few of them that survived that. Thanks. Do you know someone named Beckett?
Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why?
Well, I mean, I just spoke with him, what's all.
No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition.
Also, he's a historian slash archaeologist slash perhaps anthropologist, you say. Very interesting. I tell you what though, Birdie, I had some serious questions for you.
What do you need?
I met your boy Knox.
I know you did. Sharp kid. Can track like a bloodhound. I watched him work for a while before I approached him. I had no idea how eager he would be to help.
So you knew I spoke to him. Were you keeping an eye on him then?
I knew you would. I had him watching you-know-who for me. It was inevitable you'd pass through our joint. I told him to keep an eye out for you, gave him lines to feed you, the whole bit.
And here's where we discover that all of his, like, jocularity and meat-headedness or whatever was completely an act. See, I had forgotten that. I thought, actually, that he was doing something that Bertram would not like for him to do, but turns out, all on Birdie's orders. Knox is a pretty talented guy, it turns out. Sure didn't seem like he was expecting me.
Come on, fledgling, don't ever think you're ahead of the ball in this game. No matter what action you take, some kindred you never even met already foresaw it and found a way to profit from it.
I'll keep that in mind. He did need my help. I killed an Asian vampire who was stalking him.
No, you helped me remove a spy without revealing myself or getting my hands dirty. Pretty good actor, that Knox, huh?
Very well played, Bertram. Well played indeed.
Don't take it hard, Cupcake. I won't be the last elder to milk you for a favor.
I mean, you've been much kinder about it than some others that I could mention. Did want to ask you about someone else, though.
Sure.
What do you think of the prince?
What am I gonna say? He's the boss now.
Is he? Not going to speak out of turn then, no matter what. What about the guy who decapitated my sire?
He's LaCroix's Iron Fist. No one knows the sheriff, really, except LaCroix. No one even knows the guy's name. There's lots of rumors about him, though. I heard LaCroix picked him up in Africa over 100 years ago. Obviously, they work well together.
So was LaCroix blessing the rains down there? Did want to ask about someone else.
Sure.
And the reason we get all of this from him, which I may have mentioned, Nosferatu are the information brokers of the vampire world. What about Nines?
From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the kind of guy you want on your side, and more kindred go Anarch every day because of him.
I see what you're saying. We'll ask about the clans in a second. I think that might have been everyone we can ask
Sure.
about. Okay, we'll ask about Nines
From
again.
what I hear,
That's fine.
he's a
Yeah. Yeah, tell me about some of the clans.
Sure.
Tell me about my clan.
They're a bunch of malcontents. They get pumped up by rousing the rabble they keep around them. Like, that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what the Bruja are all about. Jealousy and contempt.
So we can take offense. Sure, let's try that. I didn't last time. Will your head be jealous when I put my foot up your contemptible ass?
See what I mean? You're fresh from your embrace, no real clan ties, and yet you feel compelled to roar and beat your chest because I spoke my mind. Real free-thinking way to be there, Bruja, bitch. Yeah, fight the power, right?
Okay. Could we actually fight him? I don't want to do that. I don't want to get on the Nosferatu's bad side. Besides, Birdie's kind of a decent bloke, it seems. Let's try to keep this friendly. Tell me something else.
Sure.
Tell me about the gangrel.
Well, they fancy themselves loners and drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gangrel can walk upright. They just choose not to.
Wanted to ask you about another clan.
Sure.
All of them, really. Tell me about the Malks.
Malkavians are, interesting. There's something to them. Learning to sort the wisdom from the bullshit can be some work, and, not all of them are worth listening to, but, they're all good fun, if you ask me.
All right.
Sure.
And what about you guys, the Nosferatu?
The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a bad place to be in the afterlife.
Yeah, seems so.
Sure.
Let's not antagonize him by saying lucky you. How about the Toreador? The pretty ones.
I don't rub elbows with the pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now, if only they'd get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos.
All right.
Sure.
He definitely does speak his mind. Tell me about the Tremere.
Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them.
Also, I've heard nasty rumors that perhaps some of their power comes from diablerie. And for those of you that are unaware, diablerie is drinking the blood of other vampires, especially those of a lower generation, that being older generation.
Sure.
And how about the Ventru?
Well, they get a bad rap if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge, but when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventru know how to step up. They can take the heat.
All right then, well, if you say so. Tell me about the different sects.
Yeah,
How about the Anarchs?
the Anarchs. Yeah, I respect what they do, strenuous liberty and all that jazz, but they're kidding themselves. Wherever there's an ounce of power to be had, there'll be people dicking each other over. You think the Camarilla invented that?
We've already asked about Nines. I do see what you're saying. Tell me about the other sects, though.
Yeah.
The Camarilla. You seem to be sort of aligned with them.
The Camarilla works. When you let vampires run wild, you wind up with caitiff frenzying in the streets, thin bloods blowing the Masquerade, and hunters sniffing around. Law and order is the kindred's friend.
What's a caitiff?
Caitiff are just riffraff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society. Don't know their clan. Mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened.
Also, like all of the thin bloods, then. Could you tell me Perhaps about the Sabbat?
You ask me, the Sabbat makes no sense. They couldn't care less about the Masquerade, and they seem to care even less about themselves. It's like, hey, let's all spread hell on Earth so we can feel big and bad. Oops, I'm dead. Now how did that happen?
Surprised Pikachu face. Alright, well, you've been a great source of information, a veritable font of knowledge spewing forth right in front of our faces. But I'll see you later. Very cool. Thank you, Bertram. I think? Bottom of the Pacific. Yeah, I think we're ready to actually head downtown now. Wow. This will not be the last that we'll see Santa Monica, I don't think. Do we have anything that we want to sell? I think I unloaded most... Oh! Our inventory's working. Well, ish. Better than it was. I don't know what happened. I've tried a few things, including some suggestions that were given to me in the comments, and none of them seemed to work, but... And now it's back to doing that. That's really, really strange. Nevertheless, we will press on. It's a rather minor thing to deal with. Before we go, I think we do want to run over and check our email and maybe our actual mail. That cab back there is the way that we get to downtown. Oh, Beckett. Okay. Why are you following me still? Oh. Hold on just a second. I don't think we should be able to be going over here. We're seeing it under buildings and stuff. That's like the edge of the map. Alright. Stop lollygagging around here and marveling at the wonders of 2004 programming technology. Check our mailbox on the way out. Anything new? Yes, the first move. The White King moves to protect his pawn. Is that in reference to LaCroix and us? He's the White King, and we are the pawn, ostensibly? Interesting. Although, which white generally has connotations of like purity or goodness. Maybe it's just referring to him as white since vampires are cliche, or cliche, you kind of know, tropishly thought of as being pale or white. Are we seeing upside down? Yeah, I think that's definitely a glitch of some sort. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Maybe I should just save and try to walk in there and see if we fall through the earth, but nah, I'm not going to press my luck. Can we not talk to you from this side?
Where to?
Away from here. And to downtown.